Hi everyone,
All you.
it's me again. Um, you probably know who I am. And we're back at it again with No One Asked for This podcast. Um, except a lot of people did ask for this particular episode. Because now, today, everyone will see Tyler Jakowski in his final form. Mr. J, how are we doing?
I don't wanna.
You have to.
I, I don't feel like I do actually have to.
You do. It was part of the agreement. We made a bet, and you lost.
Okay, but what is a bet, right? Like, if you think about it, a bet really is just like a haha. You don't actually ever have to do what the bet says.
I seem to remember you posting a video the other day where you said you are nothing if not a man of your word.
I hate that you remember that.
Let's see it.
Do I? I don't.
Do
I
it.
don't want to.
You have to.
Uh, I don't like this game. Can I go home?
You are home.
Do you feel better now?
Uh-huh.
Do you feel accomplished? Do you feel whole?
I feel like you weren't really dedicated to the bit because your face isn't orange, but I'll take what I can get.
Not dedicated to the bit. Not dedicated to the bit?
I said what I said.
Okay. I oh my god, I can't even look at myself.
What is
this is going
happening
to
with
be
your
a rough one.
fingers?
I couldn't touch anything. I needed to be able to touch my phone and the computer. Okay, we're getting right to it. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a hair in my mouth. This is going to be a long day. Welcome to this fever dream that is going on. If I am not a reason for everyone to stay in school, I don't know what
You
is.
went to
Like,
school though.
what are
You
you
have a
reaching for?
master's
Are you
degree.
recording?
No.
Don't talk about my master's degree right now,
You have
okay?
you have a master's degree. You're $100,000 in student loan debt for this.
Listen, just because that's true does not mean you have to say it, okay? That's not like what's going on here, okay? Oh my god, I have so much hair in my mouth. Okay, so we're not doing any more bets.
We
We're
still
not
have the
doing this
last one.
anymore.
Yeah, I was told to remind you that we still have the last bet still going.
You're gonna tell that to me while I have a pillow in my stomach?
Remember, guys, if you want to see me do Mr. J's JoJo Siwa makeup, subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's gonna
Do
be
you have no
awesome.
pity?
No,
Do you
none.
have no empathy whatsoever?
Not for you.
You're gonna look at this. We are 3 minutes and 45 seconds into this. You're gonna go into my mouth. You're gonna look at me right now, okay? And then like plan ahead on another bet.
Look, it's been a rough week. I needed a little pick me up. I had to ride the
You know
red line
what?
today.
Let's take the attention away from me. All right? Talk to me. How's your last couple of days been? Let me hear it all.
I had to ride the red line today.
You had to ride the red line.
Mm-hmm.
Do you expect sympathy from me right now?
Um. mm, mm, mm. Here's
You're
something
not
that
going to
you
get any, okay?
here's something you might be able to relate to though. I got my calc test back today, right? I had an exam on
Okay.
Tuesday. 65. I got 1 point better than I did the last exam. That's something you can relate to, isn't it?
Emily, as your former teacher, adopted father, and now speaker of the trees, Who told you that you're allowed to get 65s on tests?
I don't want to hear it from the guy who confidently said that 6 times 7 was 43.
There was a time in my life where I had hope. And I really was a dreamer. I had so much charisma
Yeah, the
and just
Onceler
like
ruined that, didn't he? Cut down all your trees.
Emily.
Yes,
I swear on everything I love.
all your truffle trees.
I will. This is why people cause violence, right? It most likely has a lot to do with public humiliation, right? What are you laughing at?
I'm sorry, I don't know what's come over me. I think the orange suit is like a red flag to a bull, honestly. It's just drawing out my aggression.
You know what I just realized?
What?
A lot of my family is going to see this. I just again, I don't know where it went wrong. I like
I'm gonna say it started when you inhaled synthetic hair.
Emily,
Tyler,
Emily,
Tyler,
I adopted you into this world. I can take you out of it.
do it.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
Okay.
You're how many time zones
I
away
think
from me?
that's a good point. That's a good point. Actually, I want to give you kudos to this. Not many people who are in their first year of college are so like willing to get out of class on a Friday and then immediately hear all of this for planning. And like, I think what people don't know about Emily right now, well, I think some people know it, but not many people know it. She's in her first year of college. She's doing, what degree are you doing?
I am a physics and math double major with an astronomy minor.
You see, that's why you look like that and I look like this.
No, because you were an
That's
English major?
this is where don't you make fun of my English majors. I love my English
I
majors.
know. I love English. That was uncalled for.
One of my
Apologize.
favorite professors was an English professor. But all this to say, she's doing this like insane degree with she's going to build rocket ships or something. And like then she gets out of her classes all day long and on a Friday of all things, I hit her up and I'm like, "Hey, we got to film because you made whatever choice you decided to make this bet that I have to dress as the Lorax, and the people can only wait so long. Isn't it crazy? It was 2 weeks ago that we filmed that podcast.
I know. It happened so
It feels
fast.
like it was yesterday.
When you texted
Can
me,
I ask you
when
a
you
question?
texted me and you were like, "Hey, when are you free to film?" I was like, "Already? Okay."
I have a question
I might have an answer.
because I'm looking at myself now, and I'm looking at like the orange, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I first came into the school, and you guys saw me for the first time, remember the orange hoodie I wore all the
Oh
time?
yeah. That's what started this.
Was it the orange hoodie that made everyone think I looked like the Lorax, or was it just me?
I think it was a combination of the two, but I think if you never had the orange hoodie, it wouldn't have taken off the way it did.
So I did this to myself.
Yeah. It was your fashion choices that led us here.
I gotta say though, this is gonna make some great clips. This is gonna make some serious clips. But back to the point. I want to give you some time to talk about that because Emily and I were talking like literally just before we started the podcast because obviously we make content together and like she makes her own content about like stuff that we're doing. But I was telling her, I was like, there are probably people who watch this podcast that see your videos, that see my videos, God knows, who I keep inhaling. Can you see when I inhale it, it goes down my throat? This is the worst day of my life. This is penance for something that I did not do. Oh, okay. But what was I saying?
Uh-oh.
I don't remember at all. You're the brains in this situation.
It's a Friday. I was learning
Oh, right
integration
before this, we
earlier.
were talking. See, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm secretly the actually smart one here. Okay, don't distract me with things. This is what she did all the time in class. The minute that she found out that I have ADHD, she'd start taking her keys and jingling them in front of me, and I'd be trying to like do a lesson, and I'd be like,
I would take your keys from you.
so I kind of did that to myself as well, didn't I? But back to the point. So Emily and I were talking, and I was saying that there are probably people who watch this podcast and my videos and her videos who could actually use like the perspective of someone who is like just starting off in college. Because obviously in our world, there's like, you don't have to go to college. But I think that one of the reasons why college isn't necessarily as common as it should be is because people are like worried about what it's going to be like and they don't get like a perspective of what it would be. I think you should do content about that because you're getting like, you're kind of getting put through the ringer in college right now.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about that. How has it been?
It's been interesting. Some days are
Go
better than
on.
others. Um, you know,
Naturally.
some days I wake up and I'm like, oh man, I have astronomy today. This is going to be awesome. And then other days I wake up and go, oh God, I'm one day closer to my next calc exam. Um,
Mm-hmm.
or oh God, I have physics today. Um, so sometimes you wake up and you go, do I really need to go to that 50-minute 9:30 class? And the answer is you don't have to. Just know you're paying for it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's something that not enough people talk about. Like, obviously there are people who have like are lucky enough to either have like these crazy scholarships for sports or academics or whatever, but like people that yeah, shut up, we get it, you're smart, but like other people had to like I was paying, I paid through the whole thing because I had an academic scholarship that basically covered a my books,
Mm,
right? Like the scholarships that were being given out the year that I was going in, like were not what they needed to be. And in fairness, I went to like a super prep school. I went to St. John's Prep in Danvers, and they were looking at me in comparison to all the kids around me. And this is like a school that you got to like test in and all this. You're basically like going to college, but for high school.
hmm
And they're looking at my scores compared to everyone else in my class, and they're like, "What are you laughing at?"
No, nothing. I was yawning. My God.
Yeah, sure you were.
It's
I'm very
9:45
sensitive right
here.
now. Good point. But like we'd be going to class and I would see like I would know that the roster had like 40 kids on it, and I'd see like 10 kids. And part of me started doing the math where it's like you're paying probably $200 to $300 for that one class to sleep in for an extra half hour or an hour. It's like there for me, I understood being so tired that you like desperately want to continue sleeping in. But then I also considered the fact that it was like, I'm not gonna give away $300 to sleep in a little bit. I'm gonna do this class and I'll sleep for the rest of the afternoon. But that's another thing that's great about college. And I don't know if you've experienced this. You really have free will to do whatever you want with your schedule.
hmm
That's a beautiful thing.
One of my
How's that been for
professors,
you, not having to be at school at 7?
well, I was never at school at 7 anyway. Um, I have not
Don't start
been,
acting like the cool kid now,
I have
okay?
not been to
We're both
school
drama kids.
at, I've never been, I have not. I,
I wasn't in any theater anyway, but I think I'm given kind of drama kid right
yeah,
now.
You missed your calling as a theater kid. You really did.
Okay,
I
listen.
say this as a
Just because
theater
I
kid
can dress
myself.
in this, I was gonna say you're like a you used to come into my class and like sing
Hamilton.
Hamilton, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Jesus. But here's one thing I will say. Our college experiences were for sure different because I told this story to Emily 1,000 times. I actually told it to her mom like right before this. Oh Jesus, your mom? No, leave her out of this. Leave her out of this. No, no, Emily, 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 stop it. Is she in there?
Uh, I think you mean out there. Hey, mom, you out there?
Oh Jesus.
You wanna see Mr. J?
Oh. Oh. That is a good look on you.
We are recording, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Just to let you know.
Alright. I
I don't
think
like
you
this
have
game.
found your true self.
That's what I
Like your
said.
inner soul.
I said this is his true
has
form.
come out. Yes.
You should stand up. Give us a little
That
twirl.
is. I'm
Give
afraid
you
of
a
what we'll
little
see.
twirl.
I can't hear him. I don't know what he- Oh! 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 When is the baby shower?
When is the baby shower?
Tell Rania I said congratulations. What's
Have
funny
you
is
lost
like
your
80%
mind?
of his
He's
face.
asking if you've lost your mind.
What's funny is like 80% of his face is covered, but I can still see so clearly what is going on.
It's because I had to cut the front of this with scissors.
This is like a really weird game of charades.
He said he had
That's
to
right,
cut
she
the
can't
front
even
with
hear me.
scissors.
And these fingers.
Yeah, he had to cut the fingers off too because he couldn't touch anything.
Oh. Maybe he missed the memo, but Halloween was last week.
Yeah, I know. His birthday was on Halloween.
Happy birthday!
He's 28 now, isn't he so
Oh,
old?
I was just gonna say, what are you, like 12, 13? All the love. It's the
I
boyish charm.
am so over this. I
He's
get
so over this.
enough flack from her. I don't need it
Where do you
from
think
her
I learned
twin.
it from? From her twin. This is my
I
mother.
don't want to hear it from you, okay? I don't want to hear this. I'm dressed as the
This
freaking
is really
Lorax.
fun to watch. It's like the movies from the 20s where like the actor's like, oh, and then the words show up on the screen a minute later.
Congratulations, you are currently a colored silent film.
By the way, I want to thank you for taking the abuse away from me and taking it all on for yourself, because now she spews it all on you.
I have an
instead of me.
outlet.
Yeah.
I gotta vent.
Great.
I gotta vent my
I'm so happy
frustration
to
somewhere.
help out. I'm so happy to be here to support everybody. Jeez.
Seriously, this is making my night.
Oh,
Definitely the
God.
best thing I've seen. Like, I'm not even sure I want to see the final product because I like it better not hearing you.
She likes you better when you're quiet. It's hard.
Yeah, so doesn't everybody, Emily.
Yeah, it's hard to get with you.
I'm done here. I am done here. Okay. I am done here. Okay. Oh, I keep.
He
ugh.
keeps inhaling the
Oh my
mustache.
Oh my God. Jesus, it's so bad. How did this become a 3-person podcast?
I don't know.
Can we do like a bad lip reading episode at some point?
No.
Yes.
No, we can't.
Yes, we should. Please, that's so funny. Just remember, in your moments of doubt, whenever you lay awake at night thinking about this exact interaction, remember, it's your own actions that got you here.
You asked for this. Literally.
You wore
I
the orange
did not
sweatshirt.
ask for this.
You did. You wore the orange sweatshirt that made you the Lorax. You invited me on the podcast. You had me come back. You were dressed as the Lorax. That series of events, 100% on you.
I think, however, the next bet maybe should be for her.
Oh my god.
Mostly
Oh
'cause
my
I just-
god. Oh my god. This is great. Here's the new bet. Here's the new bet. If this podcast gets 10,000 combined views, Emily has to show up dressed as the freaking Lorax.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
I'll be the
I'm not
snazziest
doing it, it's
Lorax
just
you
you.
have ever seen.
Be the what?
The snazziest Lorax, and I will wear that costume like a badge of honor.
Oh, I bet you will. Except there's no way to look snazzy when you're dressed as the Lorax.
Because I speak for the trees.
I bet you do.
I do. I give them hugs. They're very nice.
Oh, okay.
They deserve love.
Oh, you're such a tree hugger. Oh, I could see that any day of the week. I could see you just
I do.
100%.
Sometimes I look at trees and I go, "You're a good hugging tree," and I go and hug it.
You're weird. Emily, you put out a post just before we started recording.
I did.
And you asked people to ask me questions. You also, for God knows what reason, informed them that I would be dressed as the Lorax. So I don't know whose team you're on at this point.
No one.
I know it's not mine. I can tell. You're on your team.
I am.
Okay. What are some of the questions that were asked to you?
I'm so glad you asked.
This is like kind of terrifying. Why are you so scary?
I think you're just a coward. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. If I can't say no to being the Lorax, I probably am a coward at this point.
Yeah.
No, I think what's good about this is I think people these days need proof of an adult that's willing to follow through on their promises. Right? I think this actually makes me look really good.
This is
In the
healing.
world of this is healing. I can't wait to talk to my therapist about this.
And
But
do
this
some
is
more
kind
healing.
of healing. And do a little more healing because after the first 2 years, it wasn't enough. Hit me with a question.
So I actually bookmarked some of my favorites.
Great.
The first question I saw when I opened the video was, "Is he okay?" And I feel like that's a
No,
great way to
next.
start.
Horribly no. Absolutely not. What's a synonym for no? Absolutely not. I'll say it in every language. No.
Every language?
Yep. Okay, let's see. French. No.
Oh, we're off to a bad start. That was not French.
What's it in French?
Non.
Okay, non yourself. No. Greek, we have 9.
That
No, not Greek.
That's German.
Greek is ohi. Greek is ohi. German is 9.
Spanish, go.
Spanish is non.
Mm-mm.
Ne.
Mm-mm. It's just no.
Nah. Okay, you couldn't help me out there a little bit?
Portuguese, go.
I don't know friggin' Portuguese.
You taught Brazilian students
Do you?
last year. Tisk tisk.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that I speak Portuguese, Emily.
Remember Felipe? I learned Portuguese for him and Tati.
I love Felipe. He's a Portuguese speaker. That's fine. I'm not.
Become one. Skill issue.
I don't. Okay.
Next question.
Okay, oh my God, this is going so poorly for me.
I'm
Okay,
supposed
go
to
ahead.
ask if you speak for the trees. I'm gonna take that as a no.
I think that unfortunately, based on the circumstances, I kind of have to say yes.
Based on the circumstances.
Right? Based on the circumstances, I kind of have to say that I do in fact speak for the trees.
I think you do.
It feels right. I need to lean into the costume because if I don't, it's like one of those situations where it's like if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're at. We're just like we're keeping the train rolling.
Do you know what I just realized that makes this whole thing so much worse?
Please,
You're cosplaying a
please
Danny
don't.
DeVito character.
Ugh.
Do you know how that looks for you?
You know what the problem is? I did a Danny DeVito impression where he says, "I'll go right up your nose" once, and I'm pretty sure it was like kind of perfect.
That's the truth, guys. He is just secretly Danny DeVito.
Emily, Emily,
Tyler.
I am
Or
not
should I say
secretly Danny
Danny?
DeVito. I'm not secretly Danny DeVito.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll believe it when I see it.
Is there any way for me to win this?
No.
Okay, great.
What's your favorite Lorax character?
What's my favorite Lorax character?
Comment right there.
Who asked that?
Paisley Campbell.
Paisley Campbell.
But is he
I
your
don't know any
favorite?
other Lorax characters. It's only this and the One Star. Those are the only people I really know from the Lorax.
Not a true Lorax fan.
I was never a true Lorax fan. Do you know?
The grandma isn't your favorite?
Do you know what made me all into the Lorax and inserted that into my life?
Yeah, the orange sweatshirt that you bought.
And the correlation that you made.
I didn't make the correlation.
But you helped them.
I was not the one who made
you're
you
an
dress as the
adversary.
Lorax for Halloween last year. Don't
That's actually a
forget,
good
you
point.
did that.
That's a good point.
You went to school dressed as the Lorax.
I did, didn't I?
You did.
That was a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if I did this?
You should have. That would have been so funny.
No, I would have gotten my ass kicked.
By who?
That would have been bad.
Students?
Next, take your pick. Take your pick. They would line up and just like.
Okay.
Next question.
Here's an actual good question that's not related to you being the Lorax. What's the craziest thing that has happened in your class specifically?
Do you think they mean like bad or like funny crazy?
I feel like either works.
Okay, I'll give you one of each. I think that the craziest thing, funny-wise, that I was doing in the class, remember my phone thing that we talked about? There was one time, because I brought that into other classes.
Oh,
right?
no. Alexis wasn't the only victim?
No, I brought that into that 11th grade class. Okay, so get this. So I started doing that. So there were two kids in that class who didn't pay attention much.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I'm talking about?
Probably. I can guess.
Okay. One of them had their phone out, and I started doing that because it was like right after your class, and I'm like, all right, this works. So in case anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, when kids have their phones out in class, and like I have a very lax phone policy. If it's in your pocket, I don't care. But they would have it out. So I started putting books on top of it and then just stacking random classroom supplies just on top of stuff. Candles in boxes and books in rulers. And
yardsticks.
I did that in what?
Yardsticks.
Yardsticks, that's right. But like, do you know how the one that was in your class was like probably 3 feet tall?
Mm-hmm.
I did one in their class that was like 7 feet tall. On top of the desk. So it was like 12 feet tall. And
I think you're overestimating the height of the desks right now. The desks are not 5 feet tall.
I just can't do math.
I know.
But, so I made this thing tall as hell. And you know those kids, they wake up and they choose violence. Mm-hmm. So I like went back to my desk and I was just like kind of laughing and like looking at it. And one of the kids goes up to the desk and they're like, and naturally the thing falls. and it landed like, because I wasn't looking. So on the very, very top of it was like this heavier book, and it fell in the direction of my desk, and it landed right in front of it, and it sounded like a building was crumbling. It was the loudest thing in the world, and it was like one of those things that was so unexpected. When it hit the ground, my soul like left my body. It was like the scariest thing. Like had to go to the bathroom right after that, because the thing, like, it was the most unexpected thing I've ever experienced in my whole life, and I was not expecting it. That was more on the funny side. I'm glad it didn't hit anybody, honestly, and I think you can attest to this. Like, there weren't many things in my class that happened that were like crazy bad.
No.
No, like I think like I don't know. I just don't think that we didn't even have any issues where I had to like call the dean.
Mm.
You know, like
I
it
mean, there were
never
a couple
happened
of
in my
times you
class.
threatened to call the dean on one of the kids in my class because he just wouldn't listen to you sometimes. But I don't think you ever actually did, at least not while I was there.
Which kid? Tell me the first initial.
Hey,
Girl?
no, sat by the window.
Hey.
No, K,
K.
sat by the window. Really tall, junior. Never wanted to put his phone away.
Are we thinking of the same person?
I don't, probably. How many people
We
with
might be.
K names were in that class? There were not many of us.
Un- That's a good point. No, but even like in that situation, it's like if the worst thing that's happening in my classroom, like problematically speaking, is that I'm like threatening to call the dean to come and have him be like, stop, and then they stop. Like, stop laughing at me. I'm struggling over here, okay? I've been choking on yellow hair for the past 10 minutes. And when I take this off, my body's gonna be covered in little orange pieces.
Little
You
orange
know how I
lace.
know? Because I had to try this thing on. St- Emily, listen,
Mhm.
here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a teacher test, okay?
Okay.
One of the hardest things about being a teacher is that you are no longer allowed to laugh at things, even if you think they're funny. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to walk away, okay?
Mhm.
Then I'm going to come back. Your job is you don't get to laugh,
Okay.
okay? Even if you might want to, okay?
Okay.
You ready?
Hmm.
Okay, here we go. Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready. You're late.
Oh my god, I hate this game. I want to go home. Okay, listen. I don't like how that went. I think it just kind of just proved that I don't have any self-control. I don't like this game. I don't like it at all. Okay, Emily,
Real quick,
here's what we're
can
going
you
to do.
say something outrageous for me real quick?
Like what? Are you
Any
going to videotape this?
No, no. Look,
Are you
I will
lying?
take my phone and I will set it over here.
Okay, what do you want me to say?
Anything outrageous?
What, to get you to laugh?
No.
Get. What the hell is that?
The screaming goat.
Oh my god, I love it. Put it closer to your microphone. Emily? Emily. You are going
Look at his
to
little
buy me
face.
one of
Look
those.
at his little face.
Oh my god, I want 6 of them. Oh my god, I love it. I wish I had my little mini, my mini
Violin.
violin. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
We're already at 34 minutes. It's what?
Time flies when I'm making fun of you.
I'm so done with you. Okay, so we're gonna do one more question, then we're gonna close this out, and I'm gonna burn this costume. Give me another question that, that you liked.
Okay. Hang on. What's 12 times 8?
96.
Good job. Everyone, please note that the time it took him to do that, and the fact that he counted on his hands.
Can I win anything? Okay.
You are 28, dressed as the Lorax, and you just counted on your hands for 30 seconds to find 12 times 8. You don't get to win this one.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, well, this has been something. I don't know if fun is the word, for certainly not for me. I
This was
can't
so
believe
fun
you
for
brought
me.
your. Was it?
I think this made my month, honestly.
Oh, good. Well, you know what's gonna make my month? Okay.
Taking off the
Actually,
costume?
let's make this even more interesting. We now have a bet that if this podcast gets 10,000 views on YouTube and on Spotify combined, that Emily will wear a Lorax costume in a future episode. Let's make it a little steeper.
Oh, God.
If this podcast gets a total of 50,000 between YouTube and Spotify, I'll wear this one again and we can twin.
You know what you have to do, guys. Come on.
Emily,
Both
this is
of us
not
as
the
the
part where you
Lorax?
start.
That would be so good.
Emily, stop talking.
No, I don't know how to.
You talk too much.
You are one to talk. You made a podcast because you talk so much.
Well, now that you put it that way. Okay, everybody. Thank you for showing up again. You guys always show up. Sometimes, specifically right now, I wish fewer people would show up, but you always do. Thank you for tuning back in to the No One Asked for This podcast. My name is Tyler Jakowski, and I literally have disappointed every family member I could find.
You haven't disappointed me. It's okay. I'm proud of you.
Sorry. This hasn't disappointed you?
No, you've gone lower.
Emily, tell them where they can find you.
Hopefully you don't find me.
They're just like.
You can find me on TikTok as just a little nobody. I am Mr. J's adopted child. Look for the picture of one Tyler Jakowski in a founding father wig, and you'll know you found the right person.
I got to give you back to wherever I adopted you from because Jesus, this is just getting out of hand so fast.
The warranty expired.
The what?
Can't return me. It's past the 90-day return period.
We're getting out of here. Emily, thank you for being here again.
It was such a pleasure.
That you make me do these things.
It was
I'm
such a
glad you
pleasure.
had so much fun. Tell your mom I say hi.
I will.
All right, we're getting out of here. Adios.
Adios.